long before the rise of the Maya and Aztec empires, before the great stone cities and the bustling marketplaces of Mesoamerica, a remarkable civilization flourished along the tropical lowlands of what is now southern Mexico. This was the Olmec Civilization, often regarded as the mother culture of Mesoamerica, a society whose influence would echo through the centuries and shape the course of history in the region. The story of the Olmec is one of mystery, ingenuity, and enduring legacy, a civilization that laid the foundations for much of what would follow in the ancient Americas. The Olmec Civilization emerged around 1600 BCE in the fertile river valleys of the present-day Mexican states of Veracruz and Tabasco. Here, in the shadow of lush rainforests and meandering rivers, the Olmec people built their world. The environment was both a blessing and a challenge. The abundant rainfall and rich soils made the land ideal for agriculture, but the dense jungles and frequent flooding required innovation and adaptability. At the heart of Olmec society were its great ceremonial centers, the most famous of which are San Lorenzo, La Venta, and Tres Zapotes. These were not sprawling cities in the sense of later Mesoamerican metropolises. Rather, they were hubs of political, religious, and cultural life, surrounded by smaller villages and communities. The Olmec are perhaps best known for the colossal stone heads they left behind. Massive sculptures, some weighing as much as 40 tons, carved from basalt and transported over great distances. The faces depicted on these heads, with their distinctive features and enigmatic expressions, continue to captivate archaeologists and visitors alike. They stand as silent witnesses to the power and skill of Olmec artisans and the rulers they commemorated. But who were the Olmec? Much about their origins and daily life remains shrouded in mystery, as no written records have survived. What we know comes from the artifacts they left behind, the ruins of their ceremonial centers, and the traces of their influence on later cultures. The Olmec were masterful artists and craftsmen, working not only in stone, but also in jade, clay, and wood. Their art is characterized by a unique blend of naturalism and abstraction, with motifs that would become hallmarks of Mesoamerican iconography: jaguars, serpents, and supernatural beings that hint at a rich mythology. Agriculture was the backbone of the Olmec economy. They cultivated maize, beans, squash, and manioc, supplementing their diet with fish, game, and wild plants. The rivers provided not only sustenance, but also transportation and trade routes, connecting the Olmec with neighboring peoples. Through these networks, they exchanged goods such as obsidian, jade, and pottery, as well as ideas and religious beliefs. Religion played a central role in Olmec society. The Olmec worldview was shaped by a deep reverence for nature and the cycles of life and death. Their gods were often associated with animals and natural forces, and their rulers were seen as intermediaries between the human and divine realms. Rituals, ceremonies, and offerings were conducted to ensure the favor of the gods and the fertility of the land. The great earthen mounds and pyramids of La Venta and other sites served as stages for these sacred events, rising above the landscape as symbols of spiritual and political power. One of the most intriguing aspects of Olmec culture is their writing and calendar systems. While the Olmec did not develop a fully fledged writing system like the Maya, they did use symbols and glyphs, some of which have been found on monuments and portable objects. These early scripts suggest a sophisticated understanding of communication and record-keeping, as well as a keen interest in tracking time and celestial events. The Olmec are believed to have developed a calendar system that would later influence the complex calendrical systems of the Maya and other Mesoamerican cultures. The Olmec were also pioneers in the realm of engineering and urban planning. At San Lorenzo, they constructed elaborate drainage systems to manage the region's heavy rainfall, channeling water through stone-lined canals and reservoirs. The layout of their ceremonial centers reveals a careful attention to orientation and alignment, with structures often positioned according to astronomical principles. These achievements speak to a high level of organization and a deep understanding of both the natural and cosmic worlds. Yet, for all their accomplishments, the Olmec civilization was not immune to the forces of change and decline. Around 900 BCE, San Lorenzo, the earliest and most powerful Olmec center, was abruptly abandoned. The reasons for this are still debated. Some scholars point to environmental changes, such as shifts in river courses or catastrophic floods. Others suggest internal conflict or the collapse of political authority. Whatever the cause, the center of Olmec power shifted to La Venta, which reached its peak between 900 and 400 BCE. Here, the Olmec built new monuments, including the famous Great Pyramid and the enigmatic altar thrones, continuing their traditions of artistry and ritual. By around 400 BCE, La Venta too was abandoned, and the Olmec civilization began to fade from the historical record. But their influence lived on. The motifs, religious concepts, and artistic styles pioneered by the Olmec can be seen in the cultures that followed. The Maya, the Zapotec, the Teotihuacanos, and the Aztec all drew upon the Olmec legacy. The ball game, a ritual sport with deep religious significance, is believed to have originated with the Olmec, as did the practice of constructing pyramid-shaped mounds and the use of ceremonial centers as focal points for community life. The Olmec also left a genetic and cultural legacy. Recent research suggests that their descendants continue to inhabit the region, adapting to new circumstances and merging with other populations. The echoes of Olmec language, belief, and tradition can still be heard in the indigenous cultures of southern Mexico today. Despite the passage of millennia, the Olmec continue to fascinate and inspire. Their civilization was a crucible of innovation, creativity, and spiritual depth, a society that, in many ways, laid the groundwork for the civilizations that would follow. The colossal heads, the jade figurines, the mysterious glyphs, all are testaments to a people who, though long vanished, shaped the destiny of an entire continent. To truly appreciate the Olmec, one must look beyond the artifacts and ruins and imagine the world they inhabited. Picture the humid lowlands, alive with the calls of birds and the rustle of leaves, the rivers winding through dense forests, the great mounds rising above the treetops. Imagine the ceremonies, the music, the offerings to the gods, the bustling markets where traders exchanged goods and stories. In this world, the Olmec forged a civilization that was both rooted in its environment and reaching for the stars. The Olmec were, above all, a people of vision. They saw the world as a place of mystery and possibility, where the forces of nature and spirit could be understood, harnessed, and honored. Their art reflects this vision. The jaguar, both feared and revered, symbolized the power of the shaman to move between worlds. The baby-faced figurines, with their enigmatic smiles, hinted at beliefs about birth, renewal, and transformation. Through their monuments and rituals, the Olmec sought to bring order to a world of chaos, to connect the human with the divine. Archaeologists continue to uncover new insights into Olmec life. Recent discoveries have revealed the complexity of their social structure, the extent of their trade networks, and the sophistication of their technology. From the monumental architecture of La Venta to the delicate carvings of jade and serpentine, every find adds a new piece to the puzzle, deepening our understanding of this enigmatic civilization. Yet, many questions remain. Who were the rulers whose faces gaze out from the colossal heads? What stories were told in the plazas and courtyards of San Lorenzo and La Venta? How did the Olmec conceive of the cosmos, and what rituals did they perform to ensure the balance of the world? The answers to these questions may never be fully known, but the search for them continues to inspire scholars and enthusiasts alike. The Olmec civilization reminds us that history is not just a record of dates and events, but a tapestry of human experience, of creativity, struggle, and aspiration. It challenges us to look beyond the surface, to seek out the connections between past and present, and to recognize the enduring power of culture to shape our world. As we reflect on the legacy of the Olmec, we are reminded of the resilience and ingenuity of the human spirit. In the face of a challenging environment, they built a society that was rich in art, religion, and innovation. They left behind monuments that continue to awe and inspire, and ideas that would shape the course of history in Mesoamerica and beyond. The story of the Olmec is far from finished. With each new discovery, with each fresh interpretation, we come closer to understanding the people who once ruled the jungles of southern Mexico. Their civilization may have vanished, but their legacy endures, a testament to the enduring power of human creativity and the mysteries that still lie hidden in the ancient past. In the end, the Olmec invite us to imagine, to see the world through their eyes, to walk among their monuments, to hear the echoes of their ceremonies on the wind. They remind us that even in the depths of history, there are stories waiting to be told and lessons waiting to be learned. And in their legacy, we find not only the roots of Mesoamerican civilization, but a reflection of our own enduring quest to understand the world and our place within it.